Welcome back to Recap Lounge. Today we will discuss the comedy drama, Good Luck to You Leo Grande. There are spoilers ahead. This film gracefully examines the complexities of age, desire, and relationships. The movie presents a refreshing and empowering portrayal of older women who seek fulfillment with younger men, avoiding stereotypes and cliches. With its remarkable performances and thoughtful approach, the film provides a sensitive and compassionate exploration of the human experience, encouraging viewers to embrace their desires and seek happiness in unconventional ways. Please like and subscribe and press the notification bell for more videos. Watch out and take care. The movie opens with Nancy, a woman who has booked an expensive hotel room and hired a man to fulfill her desires. Meanwhile, Leo, sitting in a cafe across the street, goes to meet his client Nancy. Leo attempts to charm the woman with compliments and champagne, but Nancy remains uncomfortable due to her age, which she constantly reminds him of. Leo, who has had experience with older women, is unfazed by Nancy's insecurities. Nancy is a respectable woman who previously worked as a schoolteacher and has always been a devoted mother and wife. However, after her husband's death and her children's departure from the nest, she finds herself seeking pleasure and fulfillment, which she has been unable to achieve until now. The conversation between Nancy and Leo intensifies, but Nancy is conflicted because she previously held a negative perception of Leo's line of work, finding it unacceptable, low, and disgusting. Despite her reservations, Nancy is eager to get down to business as soon as possible and enjoy Leo's body. Leo is quick to oblige, sensing Nancy's eagerness, and begins to kiss her in an effort to loosen her up and release any inhibitions. However, Nancy is riddled with fear that she won't be able to arouse Leo and suggests he take a pill. Leo reassures her that he doesn't need any extra help. As intimacy becomes inevitable, Nancy rushes to the bathroom to clean up and change her clothes. Meanwhile, Leo undresses and assumes a comfortable position. When Nancy returns, she is repulsed by the smell of a candy bar that Leo has been snacking on from the minibar. Leo acknowledges his mistake and quickly brushes his teeth. Leo realizes that the issue isn't the candy bar, but rather Nancy's fear of intimacy with another man. She changes her mind and expresses her willingness to pay for the encounter without its logical continuation. Leo reassures her that her decision is a deliberate and carefully considered one, and not just a momentary weakness. For 30 years, Nancy's intimate encounters have been equally boring, and this encounter presents her with a chance to change that. As they lie down under the covers, the couple continues to get to know each other more intimately. Nancy is impressed with Leo's intelligence and education, and wonders why he needs to resort to such a job. Leo is unashamed and sees this as a conscious choice that allows him to feel wanted. However, he feels the need to deceive his mother by telling her that he works on an oil rig, perhaps indicating that societal stigmas around his line of work still exist. Leo's conversation with Nancy reveals that she has led a life of routine and monotony, devoid of any excitement or experimentation in the bedroom. Her late husband was the only person she had ever been with, and their intimate encounters had always followed the same pattern, leaving Nancy feeling unfulfilled and wanting more. In an attempt to help Nancy let go of her inhibitions and enjoy the experience, Leo tries to engage her in conversation about her past. He learns that as a teenager, Nancy had once hoped to find happiness with a waiter but was unable to do so due to the interference of others. As Leo works to please Nancy, she begins to feel more relaxed and at ease. She sheds a tear, expressing her desire to receive pleasure, to experiment and surprise her partner. With Leo's diligent efforts, Nancy begins to experience what she had always longed for but never had. The next encounter, it's noted that Nancy is not embarrassed by Leo and communicates with him calmly, while also possessing a measured teaching persona. It's suggested that her habits have become second nature, leading her to prepare a wish list of 5 methods for them to put into practice. Leo asks Nancy to let go of her inner shackles and feelings of judgment. While Nancy realizes that other nuns have more experience than she does, she feels that she may not satisfy Leo, but he assures her that he will only be disappointed if she nibbles. Nancy's moment of relaxation with Leo is disrupted by a sudden phone call from her daughter seeking advice and support. After attending to her daughter's needs, Nancy attempts to resume the romantic moment with Leo but is once again interrupted by another call from her daughter. Despite feeling tired and hesitant to answer, Nancy is not content with Leo's offer to handle the call on her behalf. Finally, after dealing with the call, she is ready to continue their intimate moment. Leo takes the time to offer Nancy a massage, which she accepts. As she feels his muscles and asks him to take off his shirt, Nancy admires Leo's flawless body but becomes uncomfortable with her own perceived flaws. She expresses insecurity about her changing body, but Leo steps in to teach her to love herself for who she is. He encourages her to embrace her body and puts her in front of a mirror, showing her how to appreciate herself and her curves. In an attempt to lighten the mood, Leo suggests role-playing, but Nancy is not keen on the idea. However, after Leo shares stories about his other clients, Nancy begins to relax and ventures into more explicit territory. The third meeting. Nancy behaves in a liberated manner and allows Leo to satisfy her with sweet kisses. However, she still struggles to achieve satisfaction and refuses to fake it. As she crosses the second item off her wish list, Nancy expresses a desire to get to know Leo better. However, Leo sets boundaries around personal space and cautions against excessive frankness. Despite this, Nancy becomes curious and manages to uncover Leo's real name by searching the internet. When Leo learns of this, he becomes angry and starts packing up, refusing to continue the encounter. Nancy feels guilty and apologizes, explaining that she only wanted to be closer to him and is willing to reveal her real name. Leo appears disinterested in hearing Nancy's explanation as she has overstepped her boundaries. It is revealed that Leo had a traumatic experience as a teenager when he and his peers attended an adult party, and his mother caught them in the act. As a result, she disowned him and spread the false rumor that he was dead. Leo's abandonment by his mother left him feeling alone and rejected, leading him to leave home and work as a callboy. Leo's real name is Connor, which suggests a desire to distance himself from his past and reinvent himself as someone new. In his own words, Connor is forever dead and gone. After leaving in anger, Leo returns a minute later to retrieve his phone. Leo's inability to find his phone causes him to have a fit of rage, which prompts a reaction from the neighbors and the hotel receptionist. The situation is eventually resolved when Leo finds his smartphone under his chair and bids farewell to Nancy, promising to repay the money for the call-out. In the next encounter, Nancy orders Leo again and waits for him in a hotel cafe, where she recognizes one of the waitresses as Becky, a former student who has exhibited inappropriate behavior in school. Fearing the perception of being shallow, Nancy pretends to wait for Leo to sell her car. When Leo arrives, she thanks him for meeting her and apologizes for her previous inappropriate behavior. We see Nancy recommending Leo to her friends, not being afraid to reveal her real name, and confiding in him about her past mistakes. Feeling trusted and respected, Leo is also able to open up about his own past and mistakes. However, the situation takes a twist when Nancy calls Becky and reveals to her that Leo is not just a customer, but rather a wonderful man she has been seeing for a month. Despite the societal stigma associated with such relationships, Nancy is unapologetic in her pursuit of pleasure and joy with the young man. She has moved past the moral constraints of her school days and learned that life is meant to be enjoyed. In fact, Nancy goes a step further and advises Becky to think with her head and not be afraid of her hidden desires. She emphasizes that pleasure is not a sin, but rather a miracle that everyone should experience. We see Nancy and Leo returning to their room to enjoy each other's company once again. After their passionate encounter, they decide to take some time to rest and recuperate. As Nancy looks at the naked Leo, she begins to caress herself and experiences joy for the first time. This moment is a testament to her newfound liberation and willingness to embrace pleasure. However, the joy is short-lived, as both Nancy and Leo realize that this is their last meeting. Despite the intense physical and emotional connection they share, Nancy is ready to move on and let go of her desire for the young man. In the aftermath of their encounter, Nancy looks at herself in the mirror and experiences a newfound sense of self-acceptance. For the first time, she does not see flaws in herself, feel fear, or harbor any complexes. This moment is a powerful realization that being true and accepting of oneself is the key to happiness. Let us know what you thought of this movie by leaving your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date with future videos like this.